Tune into Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the second day of the only cricket test match between England and Australian women cricket team at Melbourne, Australia, in reply to England's first innings score of 170, were 422 for the loss of 5 wickets. At close of second day's play, they now lead by 252 runs with 5 wickets in hand, with Beth Mooney batting on 98, 2 runs short of her century, along with Tahlia McGrath, who is batting on 9. Earlier, Australian women, in reply to England's first innings score of 170, resumed their first inning at the overnight score of 56 for the loss of 1 wicket, with Litchfield batting on 20 along with Annabel Sutherland batting on 24. And their second wicket partnership put on 80 runs of 195 balls between Sutherland and Litchfield. Sutherland contributed 41 and Litchfield made 38 runs in this partnership. They took their total to 99 when their second batter was out, Phoebe Litchfield, in the 40th over. She made 45 of 127 balls, hitting 5 fours with a strike rate of 35. She was caught by Jones off the bowling of Bell. Another 71 runs were added for the third wicket of 134 balls between Alyssa Healy and Sutherland. Healy made 34 of 68 and Sutherland 35 of 65. And when their total reached 170, Alyssa Healy was the third to go in the 67th over. Yes, the Australian captain made 34 of 68 balls, hitting 2 fours with a strike rate of 50. She was legged before by Eccleston. The wicket of Alyssa Healy brought Beth Mooney and Sutherland together, and they put on 154 runs for the fourth wicket of 173 balls. Mooney made 60 in that partnership and Sutherland contributed 87 runs. When the total reached 324, Annabel Sutherland was the fourth to go and she made a brilliant century. A big inning, 163 of 258 balls, hitting 21 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 63. She was bowled by McDonald Gay. Australia have number of partnership. The fifth wicket partnership added another 81 of 146 ball. Mooney made 30 and Gardner made 44 in that partnership. And their total reached 405. And then at 405, they lost their fifth wicket, Ashley Gardner. Ashley Gardner was out after scoring 44 of 81 balls with the help of 6 fours and with a strike rate of 54. She was caught by Filer of the bowling of Eccleston. At close of second day's play, Australia were 422 for 5 with Beth Mooney batting on 98 of 149 balls, hitting 7 fours with a strike rate of 66, and she is being supported by Tahlia McGrath, who made 9 of 21 balls. Australia now lead by 252 runs with 5 wickets still in hand. Looking at the England bowling, Lauren Bell, 25 overs 3 maiden, 94 runs and 2 wickets. Lauren Filer, 21 overs 4 maiden, 78 runs and no wicket. Nat Shiver-Brunt, 15 overs 3 maiden, 29 runs and no wicket. Sophie Eccleston, 39 overs 6 maiden, 134 runs and 2 wicket. And Ryan McDonald-Gay, 19 overs 3 maiden, 69 runs and 1 wicket. While Heather Knight, 1 over and she gave away 5 runs without capturing a wicket. Sutherland's century bruises England amid woeful catching display. The all-rounder made her third test century in just her 6th match as the home side built a commanding lead at the MCG. Australian Cricket newest Hall of Fame inductee Christina Matthews said on Thursday that MCG was overdue to commission a new statue to honour a female cricketer and suggested that the pioneer all-rounder Batty Wilson should be the player immortalised in bronze. Annabel Sutherland is only 23. By the time she has finished her test career, she might have a strong case given the start she has made. If there is a statue to be made of her, however, it would need it to feature an England fielder, dropping her to be historically accurate. Sutherland became the first woman to score a test century at MCG, equaling Wilson and Jill Kennare with the most test centuries for Australia on 3, cashing in on England's woeful catching to help build an unassailable lead on day 2 that might see the home side bat just once in the match and complete the first multi-format Women's Ashes whitewash. Sutherland's 163 from 258 deliveries made her the first woman in Test history to post consecutive scores of 150 plus, following her 210 against South Africa last year at the Walker. She was just seventh to score consecutive Test century. She also became the first woman to score a century batting in number 3 different position, number 6, number 8 and number 3. Having been promoted in this inning due to Alyssa Perry hip injury, only India's Sadhya Agarwal has scored more Test centuries, 4 under the age of 24. Beth Mooney was 2 runs shy of becoming the second woman to score an MCG century, finishing the day on 98 not out to continue her wonderful series, but she was dropped thrice. Before she reached 19, Mooney made the most of her luck, running England ragged late into the night as her opponents looked deflated and defeated. Sutherland shared a 154-run stand with Mooney and half-century stand with Phoebe Litchfield and Alyssa Healy to ensure Perry was never required to get out of her training gear for the entire day despite being available to bat. Sutherland's century was different on her previous two, as much due to her promotion as anything else. She showcased her defensive skills and ability to absorb across the first evening and second morning before expanding with the power and placement that she has showcased previously. There were moments for Sophie Eccleston cause her trouble, but it wouldn't be long until she skipped down the track to loft her down the ground. Her best shot of the day, of which there were many candidates among 21 fours in the 6, came when she threaded a drive inside out of the left arm orthodox between two catching covers. Such was the proximity, the two fielders, full stretch, dive, overlap, but the ball found its way through and had enough power to beat long off dive on the rope. It was sublime stroke from sublime player at the peak of her power. They created enough chances to keep their opponents in check, but crashed most of them to let Sutherland and Australia run away with the game. England spilled 8 clear-cut chances in all, but to cap it at half a dozen might be generous considering a couple of half chances. On top of that, the misfield were innumerable and embarrassing in nature at times. So the summary of the match: England women in their first inning were all out for 170, and in play, Australian women on day 2 were 422 for the loss of 5 wickets, and they lead by 252 runs with 5 wickets in hand.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.